yourself. It's very weird.
T3 Media.
Through the media.
Hey guys, welcome to Talking to the Media. Is your home for entertainment news and reviews for fans by fans. Remember to like and subscribe. Smash that like and subscribe button and send us those questions and comments because we want to hear them. I'm your host, Chris Fagan, and I'm riding solo today, guys. So I wanted to get through this real fast. I'm sorry this did not come on schedule on Wednesday like it normally does. We're a day late, $1 short. Because we had some technical difficulties. I'm just going to be honest with you. We did the whole episode and none of the sound was there. Remember to stay active in this community. I want you to send us those topics that you want us to talk about and tell us the things you want to talk, or just trending topics for Why Is That Trending by emailing us at mail@t3medias.com. Don't forget, you can also catch this episode on podcast version on for iTunes and on SoundCloud. So if you want to catch that, just become a subscriber to those platforms as well to listen to us. Don't forget to send us a review as well. Just real quick, just run through some trending topics. So Paramount Pictures signed a deal with Will Smith and Kevin Hart to remake the comedy classic Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. Cardi B had a one-on-one with Joe Biden this past week and then made bigger news when she got into a back and forth Twitter war with Tiger King documentary star Carol Baskins. And then Notaro is replacing Chris D'Elia, if I'm saying that name correctly, in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Which one of those stand out to me the most? Well, it was for me, it was Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. The question of, hasn't Will Smith and Kevin Hart done a movie together before? And I thought about, like, no, they have not. We Googled it right there on the spot, Amy and I, and it was like, no, they haven't. But it's weird. It feels like they have. All these movies that Kevin Hart has done with The Rock, it feels like that you could have put Will Smith in any of those movies. It kind of felt to me like they've already worked together before. I'm like, why is this news? They've done it. I'm like, no, this is their first project together. So that was pretty exciting. Then the question hit, because people were thinking, like, obviously Will Smith was going to play was it Steve Martin? Is it Steve Martin? I'm remembering this correctly, right? The Steve Martin character, like the straight man, the family man character. Was he going to play that role? And obviously Kevin Hart was going to play Will Smith playing Steve Martin's character. Kevin Hart should obviously be playing John Candy's character. Rest in peace, John Candy. Then I thought about it. I'm like, but wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be interesting if they flipped it? We're used to Kevin Hart playing that the comic relief, right? We're used to seeing Will Smith doing drama. But after The Upside, I thought it would be way more interesting if they flipped it. I mean, on Face Off, they flipped the coin to see who would play which role the majority of the time in that classic film. Maybe they'll do the same thing. But if you ask me, people are like on the fence of whether or not they like the idea of remaking this classic. I have no problem with remakes. It doesn't destroy your copy of the original. Trains, Planes, and Automobiles will always be the classic. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is how they're going to handle that falling to sleep on the highway scene. You're going the wrong way. That's the only thing I'm wondering. If they got to crush that scene. That's my favorite scene. That's the scene, and those aren't pillows scene. But what if Kevin Hart played the family man, the dad that's trying to get home, and Will Smith played the bumbling guy who always got them in trouble? That, to me, that raised the stakes. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about that, and if you want to talk about Cardi B, getting into it with Carol Baskins again. Look. She said what she was worried about tigers being abused or animals being abused on the WAP video. And Cardi B was like, ain't nobody listening to you. Everybody knows you killed your husband. All right. Okay. I laughed. I thought it was funny. But for the people who were like, okay, there was no real evidence that she did it. Cardi B just trying to ignore what Carol Baskins was saying just to hit her with another insult, that same old tired insult. But look, Carol, you don't you can't you're not, your hands are too small to box with a god like like Cardi B right now. I'm sorry, one-on-one, dude, no, you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna win that fight verbally. Now, activist wise, maybe, but verbally, no. A totally different beast than you're used to. All right, moving on, guys. Let us know what you guys think about that. Comment below if you want to talk about any of those topics, and we might talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So the first real main topic that we want to talk about came in, and so ever since Prince Harry and Meghan Markle moved to California earlier this year, rumors have swirled that they have had plans to gain a foothold in Hollywood. They now seem to be taking steps to do that. According to sources, the couple has been quietly shopping an idea for a project around town. Variety has learned. What is it that they're going to do? So, like you said, in Variety, the rumors have already been swirling around. Will they get into TV and whatnot? Me and Amy, when we were doing the show, we thought at first maybe a reality show would be the ideal. We thought about that, and then in real time we debunked it because it's kind of beneath them. I mean, they're okay. They're not beholden to the royal family anymore. You know, with the stuffiness of even though you're not with in the castle and all that stuff, you still play by our rules. We're not doing that. But at this point in their lives, they don't need the money. They even though they're getting less than what they were before they broke away from the royal family. They're still well off. They're not in need to do like MTV reality show style kind of Kim Kardashians and keeping up. This isn't keeping it up with the royals. It's not going to happen. I thought it would, but then I was like, it doesn't make any sense. But then we thought, what if producing? I mean, podcasting. There's I could see them getting a foothold in Hollywood on a production level. Maybe that's what they meant by getting a foothold, producing documentaries, a documentary style reality thing for what they're going through makes more sense. Other kinds of projects, raising awareness, things like that. I felt like that makes more sense now. Meghan quit her lifestyle and acting. She was already on a hit TV show right when she was getting married and was stepping away from the Hollywood scene to focus on her new role as a princess or as Duchess. And I could see her, because she's a strong-willed woman. I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm going back to work. I'm not just going to sit around and do nothing. So if they're going to get a foothold in Hollywood, maybe she's going to go back into acting. I would not doubt for 1 second that the opportunities and the doors or whatever that were closed to her before, after all the latest movements that's been going on, especially lately, I would be surprised if now her name isn't now in one of those sought after, maybe not top 5, maybe she's now moved up into the top 10 for a black woman or being considered for a role that in a role that maybe before she wouldn't be considered in before, because like you have your top 5 and you got your Halle Berry, your Gabrielle Unions and whatnot. It used to be a situation where these people would be, these roles were so few and far in between that they would fight a lot for them, and the same names and faces would always be getting those roles. When, hey, we're looking for a woman of color for these. Well, what's Gabrielle Union? What's Halle Berry doing now? Those same names. I gotta say, maybe she's not in the top 5, but with her status now, I can see her now in the top 10 of discussion and probably getting close to me. If she's not, then I wouldn't be surprised if she was number 6 on that list now, moving up, and eventually, depending on what the first couple of projects she does, would definitely be in the top 5 in the future, depending on how well it goes. But let's see how it goes. That's just how I feel about it. What do you guys think about that? Do you think they're looking for a reality show? Do you think they're looking for some kind of documentary? Is producing the only thing that they're going to consider? Or do you think Meghan is like, I'm getting back to work? Do you know who my stepdad is? You know who my in-laws are. I mean, like stepdad. You know who my in-laws are. And she's gonna use that to move up into that top 5 on that list for lead female roles in the future. Maybe not. Let me know. Comment below, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and we might talk about it on We Got Your Mail. Now let's move on to the next topic of discussion. Okay, so in July, AMC Theaters and Universal Pictures rocked the industry with the historic deal to collapse the traditional 90-day theatrical window to as little as 17 days before offering first-run features on premium video on demand. In an exclusive new survey from Performance Research in partnership with Full Circle Research, nearly twice as many people said that they would wait the full 90 days to see a must-see movie at home than expressed as desire to see it first in a theater. According to the survey, only 12% said that they would definitely see a movie in a theater first if there was a 90-day wait to watch it at home on premium video on demand at a $20 price point. Another 15% said they would probably watch first in the theater. By contrast, 21% said they would probably wait to watch at home, and 23% said they would definitely wait. Now, if I'm looking at these charts and I'm seeing a consistency, you can kind of see it behind the graphic of Wonder Woman there. So the reason why I put that there is because when you read the whole article, they're just throwing the numbers at you. 15% said this, but it basically broke down to this: a majority of the people who were assessed and polled in this topic said, based on the movie Wonder Woman, would you rather go to the movie theaters, and would you rather wait until things kind of get better and go to the movie theaters, or let's do what Mulan did. Let's just bite the bullet and go straight to VOD. No, 53%, 54%, something like that said, 53%. No, I'd rather wait. Do what you got to do. Get the theaters in shape. I want to go to the movies again. Same for Tenet, 54%, 50% more. It was always the majority. Every major movie. When you're talking about a movie that's at a higher budget, for example, like these movies, like Tenet, people are like, no, I don't want to spend $20, to watch this at home. If I'm going to spend that $20, if I got a date, if it's me, if I solo, I don't care what the situation is. I want the movie experience first. The way these films were shot, they were meant to be on a big screen. That quality sound, you can't get it. You can't mirror it. You can't mimic it at home. No matter how great your system is, no matter how great your speakers are, no matter how close they are to your ears and probably making you deaf, you're not going to get the same experience. You're not going to get that IMAX screen. You're not going to. And there are people who want to have the experience first. That big screen. I have to censor myself on that. Right in their face, especially in IMAX, for some of these movies like Tenet. So it was overwhelming. Now, closing that window and making it smaller for, they're going to be at theaters for like a week and a half and then coming home, it's like that's going to kill the movie experience. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. You should not close that window. That's how I feel about it. Yes, this pandemic is messed up. There's a lot of movies that it feels like you can't wait for too long. Bill and Ted 3 is, for example, they're going to video on demand, but Alamo Theaters is buying out screens, and because there's now that collapse has happened for that, since they technically they're going to video on demand. Now they're in that situation where how you can buy a screen like for a personal screening and then just pick your movie. So they're doing it for them, for their screens themselves. So I guess they're taking the hit, whatever it costs, maybe $500,000. I don't know how much it costs to get the rights to do a private screening of a movie that's already gone on demand or scheduled to go on demand. Alamo Drafthouse, Alamo Drafthouse Theaters is doing that for Bill and Ted. And get this, look it up, free. Their screening of it is free. They're doing free screenings of it. So what you're doing is, I guess they're taking a hit of it. They're trying to get people in the theaters, trying to I guess fill up those seats and just get people into I guess to order food and things like that, because Alamo Drafthouse is mainly like a dining facility. So the majority of their money, I guess they did the math on it. We can take the hit on this. It's probably cheaper since it's on demand video now. So it's like, hey, you just pretty much saved us the money that it would cost to actually run it on an actual theatrical run. So maybe it's cheaper that way. So I thought that was pretty cool that they're gonna do that. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Put in the box below. Comment on your thoughts on this whole thing. About, do you think they should reduce the time between theater to VOD, especially during this pandemic, or do you think they should just keep things the way they are for the movies that are higher budget, like Tenet, Wonder Woman, for example? Do you think it's worth the wait? Hey, I don't want to see those movies at home first. I want to see them, but I want to have the experience in the theater first, and I want that experience to be stretched out that 90 day, 3 month to 6 month, window before it's offered at home. It's a treasure. It's an experience that in the theater that I want to have in that theater and experience it there. And I'm willing to wait. If that's your message, put it in the box below and let us know your thoughts on it. Or if you're the opposite, maybe you're like, no, bring it home. Bring it home as fast as you can. I'd rather be on my couch and watching it there. And just let us know either way. And we'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So the next the last topic that we had was even nominees Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon are confused about the 2020 Emmys. While we do know Jimmy Kimmel will return as host and the now virtual show will once again air on ABC, that's as far as that's been confirmed. Details go at this point, leaving nominees like Witherspoon and Washington wondering what they'll be doing on their end. While both stars have a chance of accepting an Emmy award coming next month, how they would is a different question. So the question, I guess, is what is going on with the Emmy? So hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, he's returning as host. It's going to be virtual. Now we're right now, as this week they're starting conventions for the presidential nominees, and for this week and next week. So they are doing different things for how they're going to cover their convention. They can't do it live, and as whatever scenes that they have groups in, there's a lot of social distancing on there. So most of it is virtual. Cameras that have been sent and equipment that's been sent to people to record from their homes. So the question is, are the Emmys going to get these people who it's their job always to be in front of camera? Now, you've seen a lot of people do these Zoom meetings, like people of a certain cast of a certain film or TV show. They'll get together every now and then. They'll talk about certain things. But this is the Emmys. Are you asking these actors to turn those cameras on and sit down and like have a Zoom meeting and wait for their name to be called and possibly win an award or not win an award? Are you? What kind of these speeches are going to be? I would assume that you would minimize production as much as you could. Tell the winners that they've won, and like the day before or whatever, a couple of days before, give them their award, have them give their speech. And maybe do some funny stuff with people who might not have won. Maybe have them do some funny things where they pretend like it's virtual or something. I would assume something like that. But if it's live streaming and things like that, I mean, how are like Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington, for example, how they're going to be presenting here and there and possibly accepting an award? How is that going to work? What's going to happen with that? Is there an award guy that's going to Uber up to their house, hand them their award, they accept it, or are they going to go to a stadium or an auditorium kind of a thing, maybe social distance and kind of accept it. I don't know. It's very confusing. It's happening this week. I mean, I'm not sorry. It's happening next month on like around the 20th of September or whatnot. They've got time to figure it out. Let's see what they do. Maybe they're going to take cues on what's going on right now with these conventions and take their ideas. DC fandom, that convention that they're having with DC, where everybody's speculating that Henry Cavill will be Mark Hamill as Superman. Henry Cavill was probably going to be announced that he's coming back as Superman. Everybody's hoping for. If I saw it correctly, they have this digital stage where a person like in the green screen comes out and it's like augmented reality. That was a great idea. I wish these people that are doing the conventions, if they had time, because they were struggling whether or not they were going to host it live or not, or in the stadium, and would have thought of that before. An augmented reality kind of a thing. But then again, that's higher production. It's a totally different beast. It's being operated by Hollywood. You got the technology. So I don't know. An augmented reality style kind of a thing where you virtually can put people in the seats and something like that. Maybe that's something I'm thinking about. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe it's not that crucial. Not even worried about it. Let's say, hey, turn your webcam on. Thank you for my award. Like, thank you for this award. All right, I'm going back to bed. Yeah, that's it. And just call it a wrap. Maybe that's what they're gonna do. Let us know what you guys think about those ideas I throw around there. Does it make sense to even worry about it that much? Hey, look, just get your award and just call it a day. I don't think that many. I don't know how many people are even gonna be watching. The Emmys are known for their entertainment value and whatnot. The award itself, I mean, if you like it, I love it. That's great. It's not the Oscars, so I'm not. People aren't that worried about it, but maybe, I don't know, maybe the Emmys are your favorite. So what do you guys think about that? And I guess let us know in the box below, and we'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So the last thing we always throw a We Got Your Mail topic in every episode, and today is no exception. So on Twitter, a friend of mine, Alicia Grosso, posted a question. I thought it was an interesting one, and I thought I would talk about it on the show. So, what movie do you think is amazing but you will never watch again? I've seen this question posted a couple of times before with the similar answer every time, and today was no exception. At Tara Yarla said, Uncut Gem. Never have I felt so anxious in the theater. That was great that you got to see that in the theater. I saw it at home. Joe Hartzart said 3 movies: Mother, Hereditary, and Midsommar. I've seen the first 2. I still have not seen Midsommar. But for some reason, those are movies. Now, let me just talk about Mother for a quick second. When I figured out what it was doing, like how biblical it was based and whatnot, there was that when it got to Jesus, that's the part that, I mean, if the whole movie was so confusing and it was weird, and you're either gonna really love it or really hate it, type of a style. There's hardly a middle for that kind of a movie. But when it got to the child and what happened to the baby, oh, that was the part. That was like, I'm never watching this movie again. I didn't enjoy it, but even if I did enjoy it, that was the scene. I was like, never again, never. And I went to a theater and saw that. Hereditary, I saw it for the first time at home. I was like, I got to see this movie. Everybody keeps talking about it. That decapitation scene, that was it. That was the scene, man. So that's probably the part that really gets a lot of people. Midsommar, I don't know what scene or scenes that do it for people, but I'm curious to find out. Let's see. A lot of people are agreeing with at KRS Jams, Requiem of a Dream. I have not seen that, but I've heard that one come up a lot. But the vast majority of people have voted for 12 Years a Slave. That seems to be the topic that it's still kind of, I don't know. I'm split on this. So for education purposes, right? I'm not for erasing history because you're uncomfortable with it. I'm uncomfortable with schools not talking about the Civil War, slavery, things like that, because the teacher might feel uncomfortable, or it might make the students ask questions that the teacher might not feel comfortable asking on a personal level. I don't care about your personal problems with it. It's history. It's the truth. Teach it. Now we shouldn't lean on movies to be educators and whatnot. There's documentaries and stuff for that, but for the most part, that's why I'm okay with movies taking liberties with adjusting facts and whatnot to make the best movie and whatnot, as long as they're not saying this is 100% what happened. So a movie like 12 Years a Slave was very graphic, very honest in details, and it didn't mix words. And so a lot of people feel squeamish about that. Like, people feel like guilty. I mean, it wasn't me. I wasn't there at that time. I don't think that way and whatnot. So I just don't want to talk about it. I understand that. I get that when it comes to movies. But what I get upset with is now it's been bleeding into education. So now those lines are being blurred, and that's what I get upset with. People's feelings about not wanting to see it on screen. Like the Passion of the Christ, people were like, that was pretty much a movie about a guy getting tortured for 2 hours, and I don't want to watch that. I can go to church and listen to that. I didn't need to see it on screen, but I'm okay with people feeling like that when it comes to their entertainment. I'm not okay with it when it comes to education. So a lot of people on that, and I asked her, I said, Alyssa, hey, can I use this question for my We Got Your Mail topic? She said, yes, go for it. And Alicia Grasso, editorial lead at Atom Insider, and she's a film critic as well. You might have seen her on Collider. And go check out, follow her. Appreciate you, Alyssa, for letting me borrow your awesome tweet there, guys. But that's it, guys. That's the show. Thanks for watching. Did you like what you saw? Support the channel if you become a subscriber, and send us those likes. Send us your questions. Send us your comments for us to read on We Got Your Mail. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at T3 Media. I'm your host, Chris Fagan. You can find me at Chris Fagan, 1980. Yes, that was the year that I was born. I know I don't look a day over 25. I mean, it doesn't crack. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry. If you like it, I love it. But you can always hit me up there if you want to ask me questions, or at T3 Medias if you have a topic you want us to talk about, and we'll discuss it here on the show. Don't forget as well, if you want to talk about trending topics that you want us to put at the top of the show, mail us, mail@t3medias.com. That's the show, guys. Appreciate you for bearing with me. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Sorry for the lateness of the show. But this was streamed in front of a live studio audience of augmented reality. And until next time, guys. Peace. Very weird.
T3 Media.
Through the media.
So unbelievably funny. Like one of those people you just... Obviously he's hilarious, but I feel like he's been in so much good stuff, and like growing up on Seinfeld, you kind of take for granted just how funny he is, and to sort of be the standout funny on, one of the funniest sitcoms of all time.